Go podcast. Y'all, this is going to be a good one. If you know me, you know I love relationships. And these are the 3 clients that closed with me the last week before Christmas and the New Year. So it was really, really something special. We are now friends.
Yes.
Can we say that?
Yes.
We are now friends. And you hear that from agents, y'all. But I want to tell y'all, literally, I probably have talked to them over the last few weeks, at least twice a week.
Yeah.
And not about real estate. Not about real estate. So I want y'all to meet 3 of the people who closed out the year in this area, so y'all can hear their perspective on what it took, number one. And they successfully done it, right?
Yeah.
So today we have Deborah, James, and Brenda here to talk to y'all from a perspective. Deborah was a relocation buyer, so she wasn't from here, so you're going to get that perspective. And then Brenda and James did one of the big things. They sold their home and bought it at the same time. So how y'all doing?
Doing great.
Good. Well, thank y'all so much for being here. How's the new year going?
Wonderful. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
What about y'all?
Loving our house.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's all I hear.
Yes.
Every time I talk to them, they're doing something new. So it's always great after we close to hear the same excitement that they have at closing and throughout the process. That lets me know that I've done what I was supposed to do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. So before we go any further, y'all, if you are finding value in keeping in real estate, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure that you'll be notified when we hit new episodes. And most of all, I want to know what y'all want. Y'all, my real estate besties, drop them comments. Tell me what it is that you want us to talk about, because this is for you. I want to make sure that you all stay informed and stay inspired when it comes to making your real estate purchases. So without further ado, we're going to talk about first, Deborah, we want to start with you and just really talk about, from a relocation perspective, what were your thoughts when you first thought about coming from where you were, if you want to share, and then relocating to the Raleigh area?
Well, some of the things I thought about, Bri, was what area did I want to be in? Because I moved from the coast, the ocean, which I thought I was going to love, but I really didn't. And so I wanted to know or find a realtor that I can talk to like a friend, that would listen, and then go find exactly what I was looking for. But I didn't know what I was looking for. I had one thing in mind, and that was a gas stove.
Wow. Yes.
I was like, because I'm a cook.
Yes.
You know, I love to cook, and I said, I know I need a gas stove. If I can get a gas stove, and I said, oh wait, and I also need something that's on a slab,
Yes.
because I'm not from the South and I don't know about the space under.
Crawl space.
Right.
Yeah, and that's scary for a single person. And I was like, somebody could be living under my house.
Oh, yeah.
So I need a slab, right? And so when I finally decided that, then I was introduced to you, and you listened, and then you said, okay, I need you to come here. You know, I think I found what you're looking for. You know, I was looking through the pictures. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was so skeptical. And then the first house you took me to, I said, this is it.
Yeah.
I didn't look no further, because you listened to me and you got exactly what I was looking for. And so what'd you say? We still have a couple more houses that we need to go to. I said, do they have a gas stove? She said, no. I said, this is it. And that's the house
This
I
home
purchased.
checked all of her boxes, but I never want to specifically make the decision for you, right? My goal is to really hear what you have to say. Really, I want to step in y'all place. That's the fun part for me. Like, really learn you, really understand what it is that you need, and then go find that. Not waste your time, go find that. And so that's the fun part for me. Like, really, you know, the home touring is fun, but really dialing in into what my clients have to say. What are they expecting from me? And once you set expectations for me, now I gotta make it happen.
Yes, you did. So, you made it happen. That was the fastest I ever purchased a house. And I've had many homes.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I went and said, let's do this. And we went back to the sales office. I wrote out a check for $7,000, and here I am.
Yeah, new construction, and they both James and Brenda, you all had a traditional home that you sold, but you bought a new construction home as well, right?
Yes.
Right. So let's talk about that. When we first started, you all came to me, you were ready to sell, and you wanted to buy. What did you all had already owned a home. What were some of the things that you really needed to be important as we started that process?
Well, we needed land because I've been at my former home since 2012, and we just you build on your property, and we have money, not money issues, but it's something that we see, we love, we go get it.
Yeah.
So like we built pool, we got golf cart, we got trail, we have everything. We have nowhere to store it. And and our neighborhood is like really, it's like it's a family neighborhood, but it's not a lot of land. So that was our main goal in land. And I also wanted a gas stove because I love to cook seafood. But it was fine. But it was mainly land for us.
And listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. They had land. They didn't have the land that they wanted. So for the average person, they had almost a half an acre, right? So if you're from the East Coast and you have almost a half, listen, so I want to be clear about what they think. Listen, you heard what she said. They had a pool in their backyard, a jacuzzi. James is an avid griller, so he had about 5 grills.
Yeah.
Okay? Listen, a golf cart. So I want to be clear about what their expectations is for land, okay? They now have an acre. So yes, they doubled them, almost tripled the amount. I think they had like 0.3 that they sold, so they tripled the amount of size. But for them, it was about the house too. But again, what did they want? They really wanted land. So really understanding what is it that you want, because what I tell my clients in our market, either you want a lot of land and live a little bit further out, or you want to live conveniently and not as a larger home. And then sometimes it's a happy medium, but you have to be realistic with your expectations when moving to this area. Would I have said that right?
Yeah, I think so, because I wanted just the opposite. I didn't want any yard. I just wanted a little space for my dog to go out and sit in the sun. Because I came from Arizona and I had land, and then I had to take care of it, but, that's so funny to hear that you want land.
Yeah.
One day down the road, I might want some land too, Bri, so, keep that phone close by.
I've had clients do that. Life is in phases. So, sometimes you're in a phase where you want convenience, and then you live that life for a little while, right? And then you say, okay, I'm tired of being near everybody. I need to go out a little bit to have my peace when I come home.
Right.
So you really have to, what I tell clients, no matter if you bought, when you're ready again to buy, you need to only focus on you. Because auntie, sister, whoever, they have their vision and their dream, and they're going to try to put that on you. Yes. So I do really tell people to only choose a very few, maybe 1 to 2 people to talk to when you're going through the process outside of the professionals.
Yeah,
that's a good
idea. We looked and we found several, but you kept saying, well, you need to get out of Middlesex and Bailey. It was like, that's too far. We're not going to do that. But when we went out there, oh my God, it was just so many. Well, because of the drive, because I drive, I'm a traveling nurse, so I drive, and I didn't want that going down a dark road. But when I went out there, I was like, this is it.
Now, where do you live?
In Bailey, North Carolina.
Again, you have to be able to hear what people want. For my newer agents, as someone who loves to mentor, if you want to really grow your business, home tours are fun. Don't get it wrong. But you have to understand the needs of your clients. And if you don't take it personal. This is not about you. This is not about what you like. Hear them, listen, and they will tell you exactly what they want. And then just go find it, right?
Yeah.
Go find it.
Correct.
Because we're in the country. And for those who do know the country, we only have one IGA. That's it.
A Wiggly.
A Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. That Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
So let's talk about the sale when you all sold your home. James and Brenda, we put your home on the market, and how long after putting your home on the market did you get an offer?
So the first time it was immediately. It was our investor. No, it was within 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we went under contract in about
Yeah.
24 hours. So would
Yes. As is. And
but
then,
what did we do prior to listing your home? What would you say what was the process? What did we have to do first?
well, we had a lot of clutter stuff. We had to put a lot of stuff in storage, take down pictures, take down pictures, and then come get pictures of our home. It wasn't too bad.
It was a process.
It was a process.
If I would have went the way, so again, a lot of times sellers come in and they want to tell the agent how to do their job, right? And it is a process, you all. We probably worked together for 30 days before I listed their home. If
Yes.
I would have followed the way they wanted to, we would have listed it. That would be.
Yeah.
And so
We were ready.
we sat down and had a talk, and I gave them the key things that they needed to do to get their home market ready. It is things that will get your house offer in one day, and then there's things that will have your house on the market for 60 days or whatever, right? So you want to do those things and listen the first time, because you only get one real shot at
Yes.
listing your home, and it's a very quick span, right?
Right.
So there are things that you need to do to really prepare it, and that's like she said, we decluttered, we got the home ready and took things to storage, we took pictures down. We want the new owners to see their self in the home. It's no longer your home, and you have to have a little bit of detachment, right? It's
Right.
not your home, you're moving on. And so we took the time to go through that process, but again, they got what they wanted. They went on now we didn't go with the first offer,
Right.
we went under contract.
Right.
And we didn't go all the way through, and I stick by my clients. This investor, which in our area investors will try to buy a lot,
Right.
at the very end, they tried to go down on their price.
And take the pool down. It came with a pool. End of that.
Yeah. So they wanted unrealistic expectations, and then they tried to put pressure on the clients. And we stood strong on what we were going to do because we knew the value of their home. And then we put the home back on the market, and a few weeks later, they got another offer that was acceptable, and they closed. Now keep in mind, guys, this was at the end of the year, the slowest time of the market. So don't let people tell you that you can't sell your home. It's all about the process.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they cut our cable off.
They did. They claimed it and everything.
So
The people that bought the house.
So buyers, here's a tip. When you make an offer and go under contract on a home, you don't own the home until the day of closing, until you sign the documents. Do not turn the electric and water and any utilities on in your name until a few days. You can call and get it set up, but don't tell them you're the owner now. They actually had that happen
Yeah.
where the new buyers
Didn't get the check yet.
switch their services, and we had to go back and fix that. So you don't own a home until the deed is recorded the day of closing. Even after you sign the papers, it's still a couple hours
Yes.
before you own the home. So don't go doing things, switching stuff around. And just ask your agent. Ask your agent. They'll guide you in the right way of what you should or should not do.
I missed that Monday night football game. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
I got home with K-ball.
And so
I've never
also,
heard of that before.
Also, we learned, because from this time we did not actually start moving until the due diligence period was over with. That's when we actually, because of the first time, that's when we actually really put things in motion, because anything could have went on, between that time, and we wanted to make sure this time,
That's a good point.
shame on me, well, fool me once, shame on whatever, fool me twice. Yeah.
And that's true. I talk about that all the time. Due diligence, that's your key date. That's the date that you will know by that date where you are with either selling your home or buying a home. So when you see that date, you need to use that as a trigger. Even though things are quiet, I think the day of our due diligence date, or maybe a day before, things change.
Yes.
And so you want to know, as a buyer or a seller, not to take the transaction too seriously.
Right.
Until we're past that period, then you know for sure, okay, we're moving forward.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I want to, from each of you, What would you say, Deborah? If someone else was relocating and getting ready to buy? What is some advice you would give them?
You need to do your homework. You really need to do your homework. The internet's there. You gotta Google, search, Bing, whatever search engine you choose to use. You gotta put in, I put in things like what are the best areas for a black single woman to move to close to Raleigh because of nightlife. My string was long. Because I wanted to pinpoint, right? I wrote a little book in there, and then it started throwing up places. It didn't say Nightdale. I didn't know anything about Nightdale until I met you. But Wake Forest, Cary, because I'm also into IT, because they said that's the IT triangle.
Yes.
And so, yeah, and so they said, but I didn't like Cary. Wake Forest was like, and so I wasn't really sure, but I knew I wanted to be close to Raleigh because I love nightlife. And I love to go out and have, my cognac, listen to a little jazz. So you just gotta, and then you gotta get in your car or fly a plane and drive around. Look and see what's there, and it takes a couple days, even a couple weeks for you to say, well, this area kind of looks like me, and then I met you, and then you brought me into Nightdale, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Because I love that strip on Nightdale Road. You drive down, and it's everything.
And I think, like she said, there's two things that I heard. One, you need to do your research, and I'm big on that, research. But the second thing is, at some point, you have to speak to the professional. Because listen to what she said. She was in other areas, and she didn't know about the area that she bought in, which ultimately ended up being the place for her. So you can do your research. I think the other thing you said is really important, and I tell reload clients that, and they kind of sometimes get offended. You need to drive around and learn on your own. I'm the agent. I'm here to help you with the purchase, but learning the area, that's a fun personal thing. You get out, get lost, like anytime you move, and then you start to get a feel. This is something it looks the same of where I live or where I grew up or what I enjoy. So making time as a relocation client to come and see and not set expectations for your agent to just find you a home, and two, making sure you research and get to know the area prior to moving.
Absolutely, because you know what? I'm gonna tell you, what I didn't realize is my house kept speaking to me. I kept saying, what is up with this house? There is something that's up with this house. And then just last week, the light bulb went on. It looks just like the house I grew up in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Just like the house. Because my sister was like, hey, that looks like Mom and Dad's house.
Oh,
and I was like, yes, this is my childhood house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it was just, I was like, I was meant to be here.
Yes.
So I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah. What about you all, as people who did both at the same time? What would you tell someone who did what you did?
That's crazy, y'all. Okay.
That is, it was like stress. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for you, you have to have trust, complete faith in your realtor, your agent. If it was not for you, because my job, what I do on purpose, they were throwing me in these long rooms so I couldn't get out. When something needed, I had to rely on you and James, and I was shocked. My husband stepped forward.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so I think that's something that she's speaking to. It's a team
Yes.
effort. If you're married or two people are involved in the purchase, it's a team effort. It's going to be communication throughout the day. It's going to be things that need to be done in a timely manner. Time is of the essence.
Yes.
It's a contract. You have a deadline, and so you can't just I'll get to it when I get to it. You have to be, for this period of time, you have to be really focused and dialed in on the process.
Yep, I agree.
What would you say? What would you give somebody? What type of advice would you give somebody about buying and selling or buying in our area?
Gotta be patient. Be patient and don't jump at the first thing. Just look around. Like you said, do your research, look around. Because if we would have jumped on the first house, we wouldn't have got the one that we had.
No.
We got now.
Yeah, and I think compared to, they got a larger home, more land, built a little more, to a higher quality, more aesthetically, pleasing, to where if they did decide to sell, it's a traditional style, really brick and beautiful,
Oh, beautiful.
And sometimes when certain areas, maybe builders don't put as much into the quality of the home at certain prices. So be patient, like he said, don't jump on the first thing.
And my main thing was that I wanted my yard not to be facing nobody else's yard, not to be facing nobody else's house. I didn't want to walk out my back door and look in your house.
Oh,
So
sure.
I wanted, because our last house, it was trees, so you couldn't see, so you had your privacy.
Oh, that sounds
This
nice.
house that's how this, I'm next to the highway.
Yeah, he would not settle for that. She had 5 things, he had 1. So knowing the must-haves and really sticking to that is important, and knowing who needs what is really important. So thank y'all so much for y'all time.
I got
As
one more thing to
always.
say.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, God had guided us. I'm telling you, many days. I get up early and hours morning and pray. Going to work, pray and pray and pray and pray. And I'm telling you, this house was for us. He placed it on us and brought you into our life. And I'm really appreciative of that. And James used to leave her alone. I used to text you good morning all day. He used to leave her alone, let her do her job or whatever. But I'm telling you, if it was not for God and you, I'm telling you,
Thank you.
that stress is real.
Yeah.
And I didn't stress at all, is because, again, you listened to me and you just brought me right to where I needed to be. That was the easiest time for me to buy a house. It was just beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Not us.
I do truly believe this is what my purpose is and my will for my life. So I get up, like I tell people, and whenever we have passionate conversations, as y'all know I can in
Yes.
this industry, I tell them I get up in the morning for this. So always know I'm coming with a level of, hey, we gonna get this. This is for my clients. I want to see them happy. So yeah, thank y'all. That's y'all did it for me today. Thank y'all so much. I want to give y'all a tip. Whether you're buying, relocating, or get ready to sell and buy, make sure you do your research and reach out to the professionals. I want y'all to also catch us on the next episode. We'll be doing new construction communities in Garner, another hot area in the RTP. And also make sure you comment, let us know what it is that you want to see in the future. Hit that subscribe button if you found value today. I want to thank you all for joining us in the Keeping Real Estate podcast. Until next time, take care.